Okay, welcome everybody to episode 36 of our YouTube video series. And this is the episode for March where we're going to talk about Tembusu Grand, the project review. We just attended the show flat and sales gallery briefing yesterday for Tembusu Grand. So I think we are confident enough over the past 1-2 months to collect enough information from the developer, from the market, to be able to review this project accurately and sensibly. It's the first of the big three East Coast launches this year. So I'm sure many people want to see whether it's a good buy or not, what are the pros and cons. So let's do it today with and let's start this video with an introduction of myself.
Director of Alpha Marketing,
Ryan. Speaking in Malaysia. So my name is Ryan. Namaste, Ryan.
6,000 incoming supply in Johor. This is
I am writing a thank you for attending today's presentation on Iskandar, Malaysia.
Yeah, so my name is Ryan Khoo and I am a Malaysian. I'm a property investor. I'm also a property agent in both Singapore and Malaysia. I've invested in real estate in Singapore and Malaysia for a long time, since 2007. I bought and sold many real estate for not only for myself, but also for my clients. I own a significant property portfolio of my own. I've written books on real estate. I have been quoted to speak in the media in Singapore and Malaysia. I've spoken for Property Guru. I used to write articles for HProp as well, ST Property. And today I'm here to talk about, so today this YouTube series is to give you my thoughts, to teach the public, also a marketing effort basically, to help connect with the public at large. And for today's presentation, do take note there's some disclaimer here. All this information is accurate as the time of this video, but that is subject to change. That may be out of control due to the developer, the marketing agency, or the market itself. So do take some proper financial advice before making any decisions based on this video. Okay, so Tembusu Grand, yeah, I mean, if those of you who have been paying attention to the project market for a while, this is the big launch. It's at Jalan Tembusu, which is basically East Coast Katong, right? Katong address is normally very sought after. I think in Singapore today, big addresses are typically Katong East Coast, you know, Siglap, or if it otherwise it would be Bukit Timah, Holland Village, right? These are the kind of premium addresses right outside of the Singapore CBD in Singapore, where a lot of the upper middle class and above they stay, right? So if you look at it on the address perspective, this is Katong. You might not catch this Jalan Tembusu name exactly. This is actually Tanjong Katong Road. So Tanjong Katong Road, I think, is a road that more people are familiar with, right? There's a lot of shop house area there. It's the edge of Katong. If you turn into Mountbatten Road, then you basically head into the heart of Katong, where I-12, the mall is, and where like a lot of people like to go there for all the eateries and stuff. So considered pretty mature location, and with the Katong address, I think lots of people want to buy this. Near some schools, we'll talk about that later. MRT station, unfortunately, there's nothing within like next to it lah. But actually, there's 3 MRTs which are not very far away. The Tanjong Katong MRT, which is the upcoming East Coast, Thomson East Coast line, about 700 meters away. That's probably the closest one. 700-meter walk is okay lah, doable. And about 1 km away from Dakota MRT, that's a pretty prominent MRT as well, and 2 km away from Paya Lebar MRT. So these 3 MRTs in pretty close distance. So depending on which direction you go, these 3 MRTs available. But yeah, no MRT directly next to you lah. So this is one, in a way, in today's world where there's so many MRT stations everywhere, a bit of a slight negative for Tembusu Grand. But it's not that bad. I mean, you're not in a remote location, right? Most important is the address, right? So Tembusu Grand, in case you're wondering how the name comes about, basically the developer take it off the Tembusu Road, which is actually Jalan Tembusu, and the Tembusu actually refers, Malay is referring to bronze. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Tembusu is bronze in Malay, and there's a tree, Tembusu tree, that's along this road, which I think where the name and inspiration comes from. Okay, so let's do quickly a Google map walkthrough. So you see Jalan Tembusu. So this East Coast Park, this is Jalan Tembusu, Mountbatten Road, East Coast Road, which I think is the popular main roads, and this is actually Tanjong Katong Road. Okay, if you guys don't know where this is exactly, Hague Road, Tanjong Katong Road, you may know agak-agak where, right? So this is actually Tanjong Katong Girls' School, the Canadian school. Let me drop a person there, right? If you see, if I drop this person there, hey, this area suddenly becomes a bit more familiar, right? This stretch of shop house, for those of you who frequent East Coast a lot, is that Katong, that stretch of shop house where there's a Punggol Nasi Lemak. Yeah, if I say the Punggol Nasi Lemak, then a lot of people will be more familiar. Oh, yeah, there's a Punggol there, the Punggol Nasi Lemak on my left. This is a quite famous landmark, I guess, where you want to eat Punggol Nasi Lemak, very popular. There's a lot of queues normally in the evening, right? So this is along that Tanjong Katong Road. So if you go this direction, as per the camera, you head up towards Paya Lebar, which is maybe under a kilometer plus away, right? There's some other famous shop here. Yeah, this Eng's Wonton Noodle also somewhat popular, right? And there's some drinking and pet shop, things like that. It's a quite popular stretch of road. So this is the Tanjong Katong Road, right? And if you go down, basically on the left here is Tembusu Grand. So you notice that Tembusu Grand actually quite near this shop house area. So if you like this, the ability to get some amenities, food and stuff, places to entertain, right? This is a pretty good location because, like I said, just next to it is already this area. There's a pub here, right? The Tipsy Cow is also a famous place somewhat, right? So this area, you can almost buy Punggol Nasi Lemak every day. So this is one benefit, right? The location in this shop house area. If you go down some more, right? Basically, you reach towards the Mountbatten Road junction. So these are the Mayor Road condos. Right at the Mountbatten Road junction, you turn left, then you basically get I 12 Katong and Joo Chiat, that area. Right behind this area is all Joo Chiat, right? And yeah, and on if you look this direction, right, it's actually all landed property, right? So this is where Tembusu Grand is on the map wise. I use this road, Tanjong Katong Road, because this is the most popular road that most people will be aware of, right? So if you say Jalan Tembusu is you turn left here, this is Jalan Tembusu. Right, this road is Jalan Tembusu, which on the other end is Hague Road, right? And behind this plot of land actually is the Tanjong Katong Girls' School, right? And here is the Canadian International School, which are all pretty nearby. Okay, let's talk about the schools more in a bit. Okay, so if you see schools, which is an important factor whenever you buy a new launch nowadays, primary, you have Konghua, Tanjong Katong Primary, Hague Girls' School, all within 1 kilometer. I think that's pretty good. This is a good choice already. Within 2 km, you have CHIJ Katong Primary and Tao Nan. Okay, yeah, not bad. So I think within 1-2 kilometers, 5 girls' schools, out of which I think all are pretty high on the want to get the school list, right? Secondary school, the Diamond High, also very popular school. What do you call that? CHIJ Katong Convent, Chongzheng, and also Canadian School and Victoria JC, right? All these, so quite good choice of schools nearby for secondary as well. Okay, so this is the artist impression of Tembusu Grand. Actually, for artist impressions, they're quite accurate, right? I mean, the unique thing about Tembusu Grand architecture is on top you have this thing, right? This sculpture thing, right? I'm not sure how to explain it. Okay, but they are on top of the structures. So there are 21 stories. I think the 3 blocks are, there are 4 blocks, so 3 blocks are 20 stories. This one is 21, and fairly accurate in the sense that it reflects where all the neighbors are. So if you look at the site here, basically this is Jalan Tanjong Katong. You see my mouse. You turn in here, the main entrance is here on Jalan Tembusu itself. When you enter, there is entrance foyer area. There's a sculpture which is quite nice, and there's a steps up into the landscape area itself. We'll talk about that later, right? But this is basically the artist impression for Tembusu Grand. Okay, so project information. Tembusu Grand, the project is built by CDL and MCL. I think this is their 3rd collaboration in the past year or 2, right? The others being Piccadilly Grand and Copen Grand, right? So District 15 address, which is very sought after for Katong East Coast, right? 4 blocks, 92 to 98, 638 units. This is a 99-year site, GLS site, so it's a government land sales. Expected TOP should be somewhere around 2027, right? Size of the land is not bad. 210,000 square feet is not bad for 4 blocks. We'll go about that later. Car park only 516. Unfortunately, a slight negative. Don't have exactly 1-to-1. But I think in these days, I think government trying to push this number down. So maybe that's why they only have 516. Okay, slight negative, but again, yeah, not that bad. Okay, so project mix, we have everything. 1-bedder to 5-bedder, including 2 penthouse, right? And the unique thing is there's a lot of study layouts. If you notice the composition of units you study, there's quite a fair bit. So depending on your budget, right, I think there's a lot of choices here. Okay, so if you look at the site, I think one beautiful thing about this project, Tembusu Grand, is the site facing. Now you have the 4 blocks here. And you'll notice that the 4 blocks to the north, right, you face towards Tanjong Katong Girls' School, there is no blockage because all these are shophouse and school, you see. So you can see up to Paya Lebar quite unblocked, quite a distance unblocked, which is very nice, right? And again, face to the south, quite unblocked also because at the bottom is the Canadian International School. So actually, yeah, whether you are looking outwards, right, to the north or to the south, is quite unblocked. And if you look at the side orientation, it's almost a nice north-south orientation. Not 100%, right? There's a slight tilt, but it's a quite nice north-south orientation as well for the blocks, right? And if you consider, if you can look to the right, to the left, right, again, all these are landed property, so unblocked. Even if you look right, it's more or less landed, because these are all the East Coast landed, okay? Head court is the only thing that block you here, but I don't think you will really be blocked by head court that badly, right? It's probably in that sense, only this block not so nice, right? Because of the head court will block you. But the other 3 blocks have actually quite better views in a sense, right? So very nice unblocked to the south or to the north, right? In that sense, I think a lot of units here will have pretty decent views, okay? So look at the site plan, right? So yeah, 3 blocks, 20 stories, 121, okay? Yeah, so you can see the composition of 1-bedder to 5-bedder, right? From the size, you can more or less get it, right? So the idea for traffic studies, you come in here, right? If you turn left, there's a basement car park. So they have a basement car park here. You turn right, you go to the multi-story car park, which is basically this building. There's a building here, right? Which is, I think, 4 levels of multi-story car park. But they're all connected in the end. So even here, the multi-story car park connects to the basement car park as well. So depends on where you want to park, on basement or on the multi-story. You can turn left or turn right. So the entrance foyer is here. This is the guardhouse number 2, right? There is a sculpture here, very nice sculpture here. They have a customer or service counter here, right? So probably CDL will station the staff here to deal with any customer or resident requirements. There's a stairs that goes up to the cascading water feature where you enter, when you walk up some steps through the cascading water feature, you end up in the pool area in the middle here. So they have about 4 pools in the middle area, 1 clubhouse here, another clubhouse on the built up on this building, right? Which I think you need to take a lift on level 2, right? The tennis court is hidden over here, and this is later all the facilities floor, right? I think what they have done is that the children playground and the children playroom are here, right? With the swing and the playground, all that. Then over here, they have a co-working space. I think quite interesting co-working space. Nowadays, you know, at home, even me and my wife also, we talk about where to work and all that, right? So I think having a co-working space in the project itself is quite nice because you can then go there to work, right? Especially in the work from home situation today, right? That's quite fun. I wish my condo had that. So nowadays you see a lot of condos are trying to build this co-working space concept into their projects directly. Barbecue pits, there's one here, 39. I think this 7 is also a barbecue pit itself. Okay, and you can see the perimeter is covered by a number of trees to reduce road noise. Though I don't think there will be that much road noise. The only probably noisy road is Tanjong Katong Road, which has a bit heavier traffic, right? This Jalan Tembusu actually no road noise one, very little traffic here today at least. Okay, so this is basically the site plan. If you ask me my preferred stacks, right? Definitely, I think the best views are anything from stack 11 to 14, 19 to 22, the one that face north, right? That means your door will more or less face south, which is I think the preferred feng shui for most people. Door face south, right? And you face north, right? Otherwise, you can also consider 3 to 6, which I think are also good, right? If you want to have face south towards the sea and towards east coast, right? I think 3 to 6 also preferred. This block 98 is the least preferred, I think, because nearer to head court. And also in front, actually, there's a GLS upcoming, which may block some views in the future. So of the 4 blocks, I think 98 is the least preferred in terms of views, right? But again, these are my preferred stacks: 11 to 14, 19 to 22, 3 to 6, right? Inside, 40 meters is okay. Not too near, not as far as you would like, but it's okay, right? The distance between the blocks. Okay, and again, here you're concerned about road noise a little bit, so I don't know about 10 and 7. But 10 and 7, one thing good is you will still get unblocked view, because here all landed property, your views will be quite unblocked as well, right? For these 4-bedroom units. Okay, so vehicular access as explained already. You enter here from the guardhouse, left is the basement, right is to the multi-story car park, right? There is a drop-off area here. There are 2 side gates, one here, which is correct. So one here at the main guardhouse, right? And this one here, which is probably the most logical one, so that you can access to the Tanjong Katong Road, right? The bus stops here and all the food and amenities in the shop house area up here, right? So that's the most logical side gate. The rest, there's no side gate, no need to anyway. Clubhouse. So there is two clubhouse, right? So the first one is the Grand Club, which is over here. So you enter, here's the Grand Club over here. There's an entertainment room, karaoke, gaming, and function room here, which faces into the pool, right? Then the second one, they call it Tembusu Club. On the second story, they have the private dining and the over here, right? And the observation deck that looks into the pool, which is pretty nice because this is a really higher floor as it is. So you see into the pool area, which is quite fun. And on level 5, they have the kids area, which like I said, the kids playroom, the gymnasium. There's a yoga studio here and a co-working lounge here. So this is where the second clubhouse is. So this is if you look at the elevation plan, because elevation, this slide is quite important because it shows elevation because this is a multi-story car park, yeah. So all these facilities are on the multi-story car park. And as I mentioned earlier, from the entrance, you go up a little bit, there's the stairs here, right, where you enjoy the cascading water feature, and then to the pool, right? So there's a bit of side elevation here, where the 4 blocks, this is the 4 blocks, okay? So landscape, yeah, I covered it earlier already. So tennis court, you can probably come and take us, pause the video and come and look at it again if you miss out, if you want to look in a bit more detail. Okay, this is the view of the Grand Club into the pool, which is nice, right? Karaoke, gaming, port function room. This is the Tembusu Club. So level 2 is where this private dining area is, a little bit elevated. Yeah, there is one pool here. What pool is this? Yeah, I can't remember. And then here is the gym, right, on level 5. That again looks into this pool area, which I think is pretty nice, right? And it's quite long. Yeah, I think we were talking about it the day. This whole distance, right, from here to here is 100 over meters. So to be able to overlook 100 over meters from a high distance is pretty cool, right? Unit distribution. Yes, so D1 on the 4 bedders. So as I mentioned earlier, I prefer these views, right? You will notice that the smaller units are in the middle. So all the 2 bedder and the 1 bedder will be in the intermediate units, while all the corner units will be the 3 and 4 bedrooms. Okay, again, you can pause and take a look at this again later. But I already mentioned earlier my preferred stacks. Schematic chart. So from size-wise, it's good to know that they don't have a 1 bedroom per se, just a 1 bedroom plus study, which is good since already a lot of people are constrained by space, right? I'll walk through the floor plans later. So sizes are pretty standard. I mean, nothing in particular different. If you've seen some of Piccadilly Grand and Copen Grand layouts, they are not very different from this. CDL does has a very good reputation for doing very nice layout plans and a pretty decent finishes, which I'll go through shortly. Okay, so let's talk about design. So this mood image here is for the contemporary design, which refers to the 3 bedrooms and below. So 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom. This is the mood board. So today, a lot of projects are quite popular. They do this a bit dark, I won't quite dark, luxury premium, you know, like those premium banking style and above kind of color scheme, right? A bit of earth tone, some bronze gold tones, right? Then they play the marble color, a bit dark to achieve this. Right, so the wardrobes, they have laminate, right? In the master, there's a bit of a what they call like satin finish on the wardrobes, right? Inbuilt will have lighting, right? So you can take a look at the show house when you can come and see, which is available probably on the 24th or 25th of March, right? When booking is allowed. So if you're interested to see, come let me know. I'll arrange an appointment for you, right? This is the kitchen. Right, so the kitchen, they are going with lacquered glass on the bottom cabinets and laminate on top. Right, this is nice. I think a nice color design. The tops are all porcelain tiles. Okay. Developer will provide the stuff later. I'll show you. Master bathroom. Right, these mirrors are built in. Right, floor to height. Floor to height tiles, wall tiles. Right. And you can see the finishes. This is laminate in the common bathrooms, while they have a satin finish thing in the master bath. Okay. For the 4 and 5 bedder, they've gone a bit more darker with this darker color porcelain tile feel. Looks like marble, but now they can build more porcelain tile, quite big size. This is quite big. This is more than 1 meter long, right? And the master bedroom will have a see-through glass finish, which is quite classy. And the common wardrobe are still laminate. Right, but it's a bit of a, I don't know how to explain the finish, right? yeah, a bit not those wood finish, right? Okay, kitchen, they provide you the island with this large porcelain tile in this black color design, right? And the wet kitchen also, they have satin finishes on the bottom cabinets, right? And then on top. Okay, so the large units will be gas, while the 3-bedroom and below, I think 2-bedroom and below, they are all induction cooker. Okay. Okay. So kitchen provisions, I think they provide washer, dryer, fridge, induction hob for the 2-bedder, 1-bedder, gas for the bigger units. So it's Miele, Libe, and Smack, right? There's a dishwasher provided for the 4 and 5-bedroom. Okay, bathroom is a Hans Grohe, Jabrick, right? With higher spec ones for the 4 and 5-bedroom. There's a smart home system. So smart home system nowadays, normally they are quite standard in terms of a lot of new projects today. Like even 5-6 years ago, they were not very standard, but now they're quite standard already. So when we say there's normally an app, the app allows you to control air conditioning, lighting, so you can on off before you come home. So you come home, the house will be aircon or the house will be got light. I mean, some people like these kind of things. Digital lock set, and again, you can control the app where you can see the door. Your main door can see a camera, right? Who's at the door of your house, for deliveries, for visiting, right? And you can have app to control access for them to enter the project, where visitors can pre-register their car, right? And you can also control access to the guardhouse, intercom to talk to the guards to allow them to come in or not, right? Let's look at the floor plan. Yeah, so this floor plan, which is the 2-bedroom, is actually not a show house floor plan, but this is the smaller size, the normal 2-bedroom size, 667 square feet only. But I like to talk about this because this is a dumbbell format, which they save a lot of space because there's no corridor space. The reason why people like dumbbell 2-bedder is because there's no corridor, right? When you have a corridor, like long unit, right, with corridor, right, that corridor is not here nor there, right? It's wasted space. But dumbbell, there's no corridor, so it's more efficient, right? So you enter the unit, there is a kitchen on your left. This will be induction, right? With the fridge and the sink, and then on the other side will be the induction, and then the microwave, I believe, right? And then here there's no storage. So unfortunately, this type layout, this one they didn't give any storage. Bathroom on the right, bathroom on the left, 1 bedroom on the right, 1 bedroom on the left, right? So this is a very compact layout as it is. And if you can afford it, I would suggest this one. I think it's very good for rentals and stuff. This 2-bedder layout, and very efficient, 67 square feet only, right? The one that they have a show house is actually the type B2S. So there will be one show flat for this, right? This one has the added benefit of a study. This one not dumbbell, but that's a study. Now, the study have its own aircon, which is provided by developer. So all rooms have aircon, hall, plus the study also got its own aircon. So study, typically people will do like this, or they will add one tabletop, right, to use as a working space, right? I doubt it will really be storage, but depending on how you design your carpentry, you can have some storage built here. But studies are very useful nowadays. If you got a bit more budget to buy the study, I would suggest, because this extra, just now 6676 to 743, right? This extra 50-60 square feet actually is a study. And I think it'll be an aircon ledge, if I'm not wrong. Okay, but kitchen similar size as the earlier 2-bedder, but no dumbbell layout, so living, bedroom 2, right? And 2 bathrooms. So okay, compact layout, but practical. This one have show flat, right? They have one more 3-bedder, which is also not dumbbell, but this is 3 plus study, right? This 3 plus study, they have a show flat as well. So you enter through the living area. This is where the DB box is. A bit of a wasted space here, this design, but it's unfortunate it's like that. So a wet kitchen that you can enclose with the bomb shelter for storage, typically. Washing machine here. The yard. And one wet kitchen, wet maid's bath at the back, right? If you do choose to put a helper there, but I hope you do not. There's sort of a dry kitchen. It's not really a dry kitchen, it's just like a countertop, a place to put a countertop, right? Which is useful, again, even today's standards, right? Dining in the living area, balcony. 3 bedrooms. Now the interesting part is the study over here, and this is in a squarish layout which you can use. This wall apparently cannot be hacked. We were checking, right? But again, I don't think you put your helper here, also be funny. But yeah, it's a quite nice place for study or books or other stuff, right? 2 bathroom and a master bedroom. So this one, master bedroom quite decent size. You can take a look. They do have a show flat for this one. Okay, and the last one is the 4-bedroom, which they also have a show flat, right? You come in, Again, I don't like this area a bit wasted, but it does give you a sense to build a privacy, I guess. Dry kitchen here with an island porcelain top. The flooring for the 4-bedder will be marble floor instead of porcelain for the small units. So this is where the higher specs happen for the bigger units. So wet kitchen, bomb shelter, maid's bath here, washer dryer. Yeah, okay, and then big living, 4 bedrooms. This bedroom 2 sort of can function like a junior master if you want it, because there's direct private access to the bathroom too, right? If you seal up this door, then this effectively become a junior master, right? And because bedroom 3, bedroom 4 can still use bath 3, right? And master bedroom here, right? These are the 2 wardrobes developer building for you, which will have the glass finish here. Okay, so pretty standard size, good layout, good size used for the 4-bedroom. I think at least for these past 1.5 years, CDL, MCL have quite perfected the art of building this layout. I think you've seen this kind of layouts before very similarly in other projects. I don't think that will change very much. Yeah, okay. Okay, so why buy the Tembusu Grand? Okay, first reason, of course, is address. Katong address, Katong location. I think Katong address is pretty key. I mean, a lot of people like to buy. I would want to buy Katong address if I can. Number 2 is the location. I think you're surrounded by a good number of schools. Not near MRT per se, but 3 MRTs nearby. Pretty close distance is still a good point, right? And I think this is the number 1 location. You like the east, and so far, traditionally in our experience, every project that has been launched in Singapore in the east for the past 3-4 years were all fully sold. I think there's nothing much left available also. Okay, if you look at other projects in the east, right? So number 1 is this is the reason. Number 2 is actually, if you think about it, at 1,003 for the land price, it's likely to be the cheapest or most affordable, let's not use the word cheapest, most affordable East Coast project for large site. We don't talk about the small ones, which may not be cheap also, right? But I didn't really look at the small ones, right? We consider those investable quality project, right? Tembusu Grand at 600 units at 200,000 square feet land size, I think is large enough, and it's the most affordable. 1,003 land price. Even the Dunman Grand upcoming at Dakota also land price a bit higher than this. Continuum higher price than this, right? So and we also have the Mayor Park that recently unblocked at over 1,006. This over $300, yeah, difference compared to Tembusu Grand. So I think in this sense, if you want to buy Katong, Tembusu Grand is the most affordable one this year. You talk about pricing. I mean, we don't want to compare price 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but within 2023, Tembusu Grand is very likely the most affordable East Coast launch, good size project as it is, right? So I think in that sense, I think Tembusu Grand has one strong advantage through this pricing ability, and the developer very likely will give good pricing now, considering external market situations, right? Entering the launch end of this month and early April. So price, yeah, it will not be too bad. I think it'll be very reasonable for Tembusu Grand. Design features. There are some unique design features for Tembusu Grand. I think, like I said, the one I like the most is the fact that the views will pretty much be very good for almost all stacks in Tembusu Grand. North-south, a lot of unblocked views, because by virtue of where you are and your neighbors, who your neighbors are, the site is pretty large, so there's a lot of space for children to enjoy amenities. You come home from work, you want to be able to have a space that you can enjoy privately without too many people. I think Tembusu Grand ticks all those boxes. Landscape design was done up very well. The way they've done up the facilities, I think was done up very well. One of the better projects I've seen, right? And I think you have to consider that this is a CDL project. You have to attach some premium to that in the way they give you. So far in experience, a lot of CDL projects in Singapore have done pretty well in terms of layout and design and finishes. So I think that's a big plus to buying a CDL project, right? It's always there's some added hidden benefit to it, right? So those are my reasons for Tembusu Grand. I hope you enjoyed this project preview. The next question that people will tend to ask, of course, is the price. We don't want to say too much right now, but you will very likely look at the 1-bedders at 1.2 million-ish and above. This is my gut feel. If you're interested to find out more, do scan to this mailing list or drop me an email or WhatsApp. Right, we will try to send you the pricing matrix once we have it, which will very likely come out soon. If not this week, then next week, what the prices are for Tembusu Grand, at least the range, right? But I think 1-bedders we're looking at 1.2 million and above. The two bidders, if we're lucky, you might get 1.5, 1.6, right? And above, right? And three bidders around 2 million and ish and above, right? So this is where I foresee prices to be. 3 billion will be 2 point something, 2.3, 2.4 million and above, very likely in that kind of price range. So thank you very much. If you enjoyed our video today, do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share, as I said, join our mailing list. We are on Facebook as well, Malaysian Investors in Singapore. We don't talk about Singapore, we also talk about Malaysia quite a fair bit. And we are on TikTok. Our details are all on our different social media channels are in our video description below. Thank you and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.